All right, we are in the 2023 Thanksgiving tournament. I'm in my odd account. I'm gonna play around it and from the Pro Tees. Just go out there and I shot a walkthrough for Ricky, and I'll play a practice round. I may qualify today with it. It doesn't matter either way, but we'll go out there and see what we got. Other than the Quail Hollow holes, I've played all these holes lots of times, so we'll see how the Quail Hollow holes play out. Here we go. Give a shout out to Richard. Everybody can thank Richard because I am pretty irritated at the game right now. I was contemplating on that for just a second. I had to get it out of my system. I'm trying to get it out of my system. I'm just. I don't know why I should be surprised. I personally have not worked in the corporate world, but I have worked in the corporate world as an independent contractor. There's so many freaking middlemen between me and but I have to work in that corporate world where we have to do all of their stuff, and to see how much waste they have and how much stupid shit they do. I shouldn't be surprised at anything that goes on in the game, but I am. It looked to me like from the rookie, I went out and played the rookie practice round, that there's no signs out on the course, but we'll see if that holds or if they're just trying to get people to qualify, and then once they qualify, then we can get out there and do the deal. We're like NASCAR tracks where the inside wall, the inside barrier's got nothing but signs on it. We'll see. I give them absolute. I have no hope that they will pull their heads out, but we'll see. We will. Hole number 1. All right, from the Pro Tees, we'll see what we got here. The deal is, unless you want to bring out something really big to try and go over to the right hand side, I think most of our shots are going to be on the left, and the layup spot that's out there, you can get, if you bring out the right stuff, you could get up there into your short iron range, but I think from the Pro Tees, we're probably going to be taking this with a long iron. And from the angle that we have to the cup, there is a rough bump that we could do. We have some options as far as like how we want to go to the hole. But from the Pro Tees, you could hit from here and try and just run it over into this area and have this straight up shot to the cup. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you don't have to worry about getting tightened up because of the sand or the edge. Let's see here. Let's bring out that bag and let's put it all. Let's put it all. And what we really got to pay attention to here is our second bounce. 5-2. One ring great on the inside. The whole deal there is like, where's that second bounce going to be? Because that's the whole thing, right? It's going to be in the sand. It is in the sand. I think from the Pro Tees, I was in the middle of the fairway. I was trying to give myself enough room for my curl to become effective. But I probably should have ran it so that my white ring was right up against the outside rough in order to give myself enough room to make that work. And my opponent is in the absolute perfect spot. That right there is short iron range all day, twice on Sundays. The good news is that we can recover if we're in that sand. We can get up in here and we could lay the ball up, try and curl it up and lay the ball up and get it up into this area. I don't know that I would want to try and get on the green here with the putt. I'd probably just want to be right out here in front, but that's definitely possible. So we can recover if we end up in trouble. But from where my opponent's at, I'll just toss it out there. I took this shot earlier with my 77 account, and I did just a straight up shot where I was in my club and got it to go in. But with the little bit higher winds that are here, I'm not going to be surprised if we don't have to do something. We should, because if you look at it from where we're at right here, we should be taking a little bit of wind off, but I'm sure Playdemic doesn't have that right. Where am I at? Should be pretty close. There's min. There's max. Mid? What is mid, Thorn? 2.4? 5.9 divided by 2.4. If I did a straight up shot, it's 245. .45 rings. There's 245 exactly. And I hit it great to the right. I got that going for me. Would have been close. I think I would have missed it on the other side of the cup, but maybe that would have been real close. Real close. Real close. Good luck in the tournament. We got that going for us. We'll try and I definitely try not to qualify today. All right, this par 3 right here. Let's go look at this hole. From the Ricky tees. I think of this, there's a couple holes in the game I think of as giraffe holes. Long legs, body, neck. There is a rough bump that's right here. And from the Ricky tees, we're right, if we bring out a 3 power ball, we can push our red line forward so that we can take this with our wood, or excuse me, with a long iron. If we bring out a lower power ball, we can get on the other side of it so that we could take it with our wood. But because we're definitely going to be in wood range from here, but I'm just curious to know whether I got to bring out a big ball in order to get my wood there. Because I definitely want to do that rough bump. Let's go see. Let's go see. And in the past, I've always done a 10% like as a starting spot on this hole. And I think in Ricky, I did a straight up shot and I probably should have did a 10%. We'll see if that holds true here. 1.1 times whatever the wind is. My opponent's got a Quasar. Something that is new on this hole is all of these freaking moguls. When they've gone back through and they've redesigned and they put the pin over here instead of where it is now, at the same time that they did that, the greenskeeper didn't just go out there and cut a new hole and plug the old one and do the thing. They actually went out there and redesigned the green and put all those little moguls and all that movement. So as you're going up and down those waves, your ball has a, depending on your speed, it's going to get thrown off trajectory. So there's max. There's min. So I'm at mid club with a Titan. Let's see where I'm at with a navigator. There's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm eking. I'm in between. I'm going to count it at mid. 2 rings off. .3. Well, it's just going to be 5.3. There's 5.3. Oh. Arrgh! Trying to go from the speed I was playing Ricky earlier, and I'm trying to get the speed thing from Ricky to Pro, and it's my timing's off. My timing's off. I hit a ton of perfect shots on my Ricky account. I'll get some good notes from that. Now I need to get my speed right. Arr. My wife just texted me. Arr. She asked me one time, she goes, they got an emoji, because I was doing things. She goes, they got all those emojis. They got one that says "arr" on it. I'm like, yeah, they do. They want $5 for it, but I'm not. That's why I don't have it. I like it, but I'm not paying $5 for it. All right, what is hole number 3? Hole number 3, the first of the par 5s. And what I don't like about this hole, from where I was at in Rookie to the cup, this angle coming at it, I had to use a lot more backspin in order to stick to the cup coming through. I think in Rookie I was kind of like out in this area out here and coming at it. And I'm not sure there's anything we can do to help that. There is a little patch of rough right there, but I wouldn't call that an area where I personally would not want to use that area as a rough bump, although I'm sure there's many people that are. It is super narrow. Super. Like maybe half a ring. It's the G-string's little cousin. Let's think. I don't know that I can improve my angle down there. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get done with the Titan. Although this might be a hole that we need to bring out something bigger. If we really wanted to get ourselves in a good spot, let's see what my bag selection is. Make sure I got stuff. There's several of these holes out here that having a Goliath in your bag, if you want to do the rough bump, is going to be very beneficial. We'll just go out there and look at it and see what we got. See what we have. Probably should eat some breakfast. Probably should eat something. The mighty MCFC. Catfish goes first. I love catfish. What in the hell was that? Dude, you pulled it like 7 miles to the right. I thought you were going to do a hook or some curl or something. Shit. I've seen hook shots that they didn't push it over that far. Come on. Come on, man. Okay, so what we're looking at here is what kind of angle can I achieve with my APOC. And I'm really focused on where that second bounce is. So like if I was at the red line and I do it right there, I can make that. I think I can make that curl, but can I make am I going to overshoot? Let me give myself 2 full rings. 5-2. I'm going to do a 6 mile an hour pull. See if we can make it around the bend and how much we overshoot it. So right there, like maybe 1.5, 1 less topspin. Or a 3 side spin ball. If you bring out a 5 power ball right there, you wouldn't have to do any overpower, and on headwind days, it would definitely benefit you. there's not really any downside to bringing out a 5 on that, a 5 power ball on that, because when you get to the second shot, it's going to put you deeper. Let's see where it put me in my club. I'm going to hit it over to the fairway. We know we can recover from here, so we can use that, or we can use that zone, but where we really wanted to get is just right in that same zone. Now on Ricky, I think I took the shot with my sniper, so we'll see. I could almost get there with my rough iron, and that's a long iron, so I think I am still going to be on sniper, probably like minimum club, maybe mid. But if you brought out a bigger power ball, you might be able to force yourself to get into your long iron. Yeah, right there. In the mid. See what I'm talking about on that rough bump? Shit, it's not even half a ring. It's narrow. And I'm not a fan of having to do big backspin shots like this. Although I'm not opposed to backspin shots. If you watch my channel for any length of time, I've done a shit ton of backspin shots. 5-8 at mid. There's 5-5, 8. Hitting it perfect. Wow, I can't hit it perfect. My trajectory's off, but I can hit it perfect. So there's going to be a lot of days. I'm not a fan of that approach, like where we have to do that much backspin in order to get it up there. I suppose if you had a ball that helped you out on the drive and it had a lot of side spin, that you might be able to set that up off on the right hand side and try and bring it back around to the left and give yourself a little bit more distance. I'll miss the putt. I'll miss it. We'll give him a chest. I'm giving back to the community today. There we go. Let me look at that hole one more time. Yeah, the angle that I'm coming into the cup, having to stay tight up against this, like what I'm talking about is like whether or not there would be enough room to try and bring your ball over to the right and then use left-hand side spin so that you could build a little bit more separation so you wouldn't have to put on so much backspin in order to woe the ball up. I like it where you hit. I like to set my shots up when I'm going to the cup. My preferred way, you can't always do it obviously, but my preferred way is where you put on just enough backspin that the ball will woe up and then release and roll out towards the cup, as opposed to bam bam. That shot right there, if you're putting on that much backspin, we really want to try and avoid having to put on any side spin, because the side spin and backspin don't take effect until the ball touches the ground. And so if you've got a lot of backspin on a shot and you put side spin on there, the second the ball hits the ground, that side spin takes effect and it jerks the ball with the backspin, and it can kind of put you off of trajectory. Using like 4, you can still kind of get that rollout effect, but when we're starting to get past 4 and we're starting to max out, then you really start to get some weird effects. All right. Hole number 4. What? It's a Sunshine Glades hole. Now, here's the deal. You can, I'm sure in Rookie, or in rookie with a 3 power ball, we can come up and get just a slight little window here, and I mean slight, to try and get bounce here and then bring it around and rough bump it out and try and, what you really want to do here is you really want your ball, you want enough that you can, if you split the green in half, we really want to end up on the right hand side, because there's no moguls over here, so that if your putt to the cup is pretty much a straight up shot. If you're over here and if you just barely get on the green here, you are screwed, because there's so many freaking moguls here. It's like hiking through the Himalayas. And I don't know how they mow this. I have no idea how the greenskeepers, I think they go out there by hand and they have to trim it and roll it out, because like there's no way they can get even the roll cutters that they have at the golf courses. I'm not sure they could get in all of those crevices. You're going to see a lot of people hit out here and take this shot, which I'm not a fan of, because once again, you got to run your ball through all of these little, look at all of the movement that's on that course. And here, this isn't nearly as bad as what it looks like when you're actually out there with all of the holes. You know, I mean, it's like this. Shit. I either want to get on, and in pro, I mean, shit, if we can only get there with a 3 power ball in rookie, and we're 30 yards farther back from the pro tees, that means we're going to have to use this island. So we're going to do bounce number 1, and then try and get bounce number 2 in this little narrow ass area, and then try and get over so that we could do a rough bump and get out. Bounce, steady, bounce, steady, bounce. You're going to see a lot of people this week ending up in this water. I will bet. Like, this is going to definitely be a fail hole. I almost think if you really want to go for it, the shot that I take in one-on-one is I lay myself up here, and then from here with a sniper you can lay yourself up here. And from the pro tees you may have to bring out, no, I think it's still going to be sniper. It's going to be more towards max, because in rookie you're at minimum sniper. You can almost take this with your shit with a long iron to lay it up out here. But from this spot you have a perfect sniper rough bump right to the cup, and you do have to go through a little teeny bit of the mogul area to get to the cup, especially down here towards the end when you get to the cup, but you're on the right hand side of the worst of the moguls. And if you brought a ball that had a little bit of side spin, you could set yourself up a little bit more to the right and then try and bring it back around to the left and try and get around those moguls. Let's go out there and look at it. I think that there's a lot of ways that you could go at it, but doing the layup shot so that you can get the rough bump might not be a bad way to do it. Now you could try and stick yourself on the island, and maybe you'd have that same rough bump with a long iron. You want to make sure you bring out a long iron that's got a lot of topspin. Grizzly won't get it done. I got a Kingmaker. There used to be a shot where we would bounce off of this island, bounce off of this island to bounce to this island to get over to the green, because then you come in on the right hand side, so you'd be on the flat side of the green. You actually could get a run to the cup. Let's see what my opponent's going to do. We'll see. Boom, boom. Those trees don't look like they're too much in the way until you get out there, and then they're all over. So you can go from right here and try and get, like, where's my second bounce? You could try and get that second bounce and try and get over. I don't know if you got enough oomph right there. You need something with a little more topspin. Trying to get your second bounce on that and trying to get over. It's pretty close. I don't know that would be a high percentage shot, and I will tell you, that area over there to the left is not my cup of tea. And we could try and get, this is the old way of doing it. Let's see if the bouncing off the island works. There's 6, there's 7. Isn't it perfect? We'll see if we can bounce. Did he bounce? Did he bounce? And on the green. There you go. There you go. There you have it. The bounce. Did he bounce? Did he bounce? No fuss, no muss. I really almost don't want to make that shot but I could help my opponent out by, so my opponent's definitely in a spot. Nice on. You can see how much movement's on that course. There's no way they could mow that. Mow it and roll it and get everything down in those areas so they're flat. Perfect. We do have signs on the... I don't remember seeing that many signs out on the Ricky deal because there's so many areas out in the fairway roughs. I kind of feel like they missed the boat on that hole because like that was a prime area right there to put some signage. I would put some signage right there and put some signage right in here so that if people are trying to get that way, they can't make it. If they're trying to get this way, they can't make it. I'd put some signs out here. That way, if they're over here, they've got some blockage. Definitely put some signs on this side right here. Like, why would they hit to that? There's a lot of retail space out there. They could put some signs right here as well. I mean, if it was me, I would put some signs right there. I 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 put some signs right here. I put some signs back in the back, and I put some signs right over here. And then I just scatter some signs around the course. For those of you that are watching this going, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? This is exactly what they did to us the last tournament. They found all of the spots where we used to launch to get to the next spot, and they put signs out there. So you had to launch further back, otherwise you wouldn't get enough arc to get over the sign before you clipped it. And they put signs in all of the areas where we do that stuff. Yes, that's how stupid they are. I agree. I agree. Some low-level person got fired because of it, and the upper-level people who allowed that shit to happen probably gave themselves raises. There is a rough bump that we can do from right here to get to the cup. And that is exactly how I'm going at it. In Ricky, I did a straight up shot, and it was like I needed to do like minus 0.1 or plus 0.1. It was close. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like from pro. It seems like I was in that area with my long iron and Ricky, so it's probably going to be wood. Depending on what ball I bring out. Maybe. Somebody out there didn't play the last tournament or is watching this later on and is like, dude, like what? Like, are you serious? It's hard to, it's not, I really want to go on to an absolute freaking rant right now. I am fierce. Everybody should thank Richard. Because I'm on the verge of not wanting to shoot any more videos and not do anything at all. My whole goal is to help new players understand that if they understand the wind ring method and that it's super easy. You can do it by hand, you can do it with the app, you don't have to spend any money, it's not that big of a deal. And try and help new players get involved in the game so that they can go out and do stuff. Let's take a nav. Let's see. That min club. Minimum sniper. Not enough spin. Let's take a katana. Now I'm definitely a minimum. Definitely. I'm going to have to rethink that. Yeah, that's too much side spin. Let's switch that up to a. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room. Quasar will work fine. Quasar will work fine. On days that we don't have to pull over the sand, that Quasar will work just right. That particular hole explosion right there. Number one, I don't understand the hole explosions. That's kiddie stuff, and the average person that plays this game is an adult. So I've always been confused why we have that. The one with the outhouse. Come on, man. I'm at minimum club. There's 8.1 divided by 1.2. Straight up is 675. Let's do a 675 and see where we end up. We'll just do it straight up. There's 5, 6, 7, 5. Hitting it perfect. That actually came in pretty nice. I guess that came in pretty nice. That was just a straight up shot at club. And I was on that edge right there. I think when I was playing at Ricky, I needed to add on plus 0.1, and I smoked the edge of the cup. And right there, I was pretty close to if adding on a plus 0.1 might not be a bad deal. Might not be bad. Might not be bad. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right. Now, from the pro tees, trying to come out this direction really isn't any different than it is from the Ricky tees. You are a little bit further back, but not as far on the side like this as you are when you're going straight. So if you want to go this way and try and blast through that rough, you can bring out a Kingmaker, a Titan, or something of that nature, but it is hard to get out of this rough. You know, if you're trying to get from here and then get over to here, well, that shit's not going to cut it. You'd have to get from here and try and get over to here in order to have this lane open. So if you're coming on the right hand side and you're trying to get your ball out, I mean, I'm going to cut off the trees. So there's the cup, there's the tree, there's the cup, there's the trees. Okay, so if you're anywhere in this zone, it's shit. So if you're hitting over here to the right, you've got to get in front of that. So to get over here, talking about, you know, just trying to clear your ball from the rough is right there. Well, hell, you got to go twice as far to get out into this area. So I have tried to get over there, and I think I've been over on this side several times, but I've been in the rough more often than not. You're going to end up in the rough unless you bring out like a topspin boost ball. Something that'll help blast us out of there. And we're not going to get a lot of curl or side spin off of it if we're putting on all the topspin. So bringing out a club that's got some curl. You can, same thing in Ricky, you can lay it up down here so that you can try and get to the cup. But this second shot is a big wood all day. You need to bring out a big wood. Whatever the biggest wood you have in your bag. Big Dog, Cataclysm. You could play it with a Horizon. It's got distance. I kind of like the Horizon for this because it does have some ball guide, and we can get a little, and it's got lots of curl. It's got a lot of tools. But I'm going to try, there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do coming through here. And from the Ricky tees, we use, like if you're just trying to get into this lane, trying to open up this lane and get out in this zone, you can use this little red tree right here as your starting spot to get around the corner. And I don't believe that you have to bring out a big ball here. If you were bringing out a bigger ball, it would be for the second shot, not for the first shot. But from the pro tees, what I did in Ricky today was I found this tree right here. I aimed right at that tree, took out the wind, max overpower hook, and what I did was got my trajectory so that I was running down the lane, and I ended up down here on the very end. Cleared the trees, got a perfect short iron shot to the cup. Beautiful short iron shot to the cup. Let's see if we can get in that same kind of range, and I'm not sure trajectory wise. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna bring out a Kingmaker. I used a Kingmaker in Rookie to get my distance, and we'll see if we can make it work here as well. Swap that ball for a Kingmaker. Heartbreaker. Let's put it all on. Put it all. Alright. I was aiming to right where my ball guide starts getting screwed up, but I was aiming right at this tree right here. This tree. Let's take the wind out. Let's bring the APOC instead. See if we can see if that's the right. Will I make it? Over curled it. That's excellent. Excellent. That's great information right there. So in Rookie, the Rookie tee's here, and here's the little red tree, and I was aiming towards that tree that I marked off. But from the Pro tees being a little bit further back, my curl's more effective, which is what put me on that. So in Pro, instead of aiming at that tree, I'm going to go back to the little red tree. I'll practice this hole. We'll go out, we'll blow our practice token or two so we can get our trajectory right. That moves me over about 2 rings, and we'll see where that puts me. What I suspect is going to happen is I'm going to need to be 1 ring to the left of that tree because of the farther distance back, in order to give myself more room. We'll see. I can't go back to the tee box here, so we'll just play it out. If you end up getting in some shit, where we really want to be is down here on the end so that we're clear. There are some lanes through these trees where you can try and get through it. From over here, if you're in that perfect spot, there is a rough bump that you can do from over here. The deal is if we do a max curl shot here, we're going to clip these trees on this side. So 2, 4, 6. We'll see if I can work my way around it without clipping those trees. Anybody want to make a bet? So you can recover from over there. There's ways to do it. Curl's not represented in your ball guide. So you got this row of trees right here, and this row of trees. If I gave myself enough room here so that my ball guide wasn't affected by the trees, and I put on that much curl, I'm going to end up clipping the trees on the left-hand side. So the only way I can, so I got to separate myself by going farther to the right. And it doesn't matter whether your ball guide's blocked by the trees or not. The ball guide doesn't know that you're going to put curl on there. It's just showing you what you're doing without any curl. And right there, they're pulling the wind out. Pull the wind out. Who cares about the ball guide? The wind's going to push you back over there. Not a fan of hitting through trees, though. It happens sometimes. I can think of one par 4 in the game that for the longest time, shit, that was my preferred method. Let's make sure we don't qualify today. My opponent's like, what in the hell are you doing, dude? I have one time found somebody who wanted to go out there and practice. I think now it doesn't matter how many putts you do or miss or what you do. I think the worst you can get is like -1 bogey. But an opponent and I went out there one time and I missed my putt because I was just practicing. I didn't want to make it. It was in Monday's qualifying round. And so they missed their putt. So then I missed my putt. So then they missed their putt. So then I missed my putt. 27 shots later, I ended my round at plus 27. So nobody practices. Hole number 7. Oh no, let's go back. I'm gonna play that. Let's go. Let's practice. I'm gonna split the difference. My lieutenant told me to get this next shot on target or the pirates are going to get us. So we took our first shot. Now we're going to start doing some damage. So from where that tree was to where the little red tree is that we use as our marker, I'm going to go back to the little red tree and I'm going to go half a ring to the left of that. I feel like we need to go a whole ring to the left of that, but I'm going to only do half. We'll see if that's enough. Oh, fuck. Alright. Dumbass. That's okay. I hit the sand on the first one, so let's see if I can get my trajectory right, because I think on this one I need to be white ring off of the rough on that side, then do 6-3. There's 6-3. Ah, that'll put me right back in the sand. Oh, and that was way over curled. That wind killed that. Like, killed it. And I know it's 2 rings in on that on the inside, but man, the wind definitely laid that ball down. Laid it down. See, they missed the boat right there. There's a prime opportunity for signs right there down at the end of that run. Yeah, for those of you that didn't experience the signs in the last tournament, whew. And we can recover if we're in that sand. So, but where we really want to get is just somewhere in front of this sign. I'll just throw it out there so that we can do the deal. We really want to get somewhere up in front of that shadow. There is a spot up here if you bring the right stuff where you're right at short iron. With today's wind, though, I think I'd have to be farther forward. Oh, excuse me. I was talking to Dale Appleby about the signs, and his point, which is a very good point, he thinks that they did it on... Nice. Nice. Very nice. He thinks they did it on purpose to start to, because the game's been broken at the top. So, like, in Masters, somebody shot a 44. Which means they got hole-in-ones. They didn't just pick up the eagles on the par 4s. They got hole-in-ones on the par 4s. And nothing but eagles. Hole-in-ones on all the par 3s, hole-in-ones on a lot of the par 4s, Albies. Killing it. So in order to try and stifle the Masters from where they're trying to get their balls through, they're putting signs out there to try and stop them from breaking the game. I would say top spin boost balls, 5 side spin balls, precision balls that EA came out with. We didn't have any of that stuff until EA came out. What's funny is I've been involved with EA on before with some other sport stuff, and it's always like, how fast does it take EA to break a game? It didn't take them very long from when they took control before they came out with precision balls, and they came out with a bunch of stuff. So at that point, they automatically delegitimized their original goal of trying to have, like, not necessarily on television, but like having a channel where people could actually go in and watch the final round, and taking the top 100 players and matching them up so that there's a big tournament every week, and you got the top players in the game, and people will be striving to be in that top 100 because those people can go in and watch their rounds and watch them play. And they took all that shit out when they put in the precision balls. I'm voting that they put in a ball that makes the hole bigger. That'll be their next one. Because they can't do a trajectory ball where it puts you, that's kind of, I think that math would be a little bit too wishy-washy. But what they could do is they could make it so that you have a ball 5, so that you can make the hole, or a hole 5 ball. You can make the hole twice as big. So I was over here before. That's 3 rings. I'm going to move 3 rings. I'll just go right back to the original. Go right at the red. That went straight forward, so I'm not going to worry about it. I can't work it out. We're looking for trajectory. And that wind's going to kill us. Now right there, a 3-power topspin boost ball. We wouldn't be able to get the 3 side spin. So that's the thing about the topspin boost balls, is that they're only good to a certain point. That they need to come out with a side spin assist ball, so that if you've got a topspin boost ball and that ball also has side spin assist, they could do a side spin 1, side spin 2, side spin 3. And so a side spin assist ball, you're guaranteed that you can get at least 1 plus whatever you would normally be able to get on it based off of how much topspin you put on there. So we got our nice shot through the trees. There is a rough bump that you can do if you bring out a club that's got the stuff. There's shit that we can do here. Let's try for the dunk. Let's try for it, Grizzly. Hitting it perfect. Right by the tree. There we go. There is a shot for us in there, but I'm not sure as far as distance. The only way that we would be able to get that to work out in pro is if we brought out a ball that's got topspin. So like if you have, let's say you were using an extra mile, you got to max that extra mile, and you put max topspin on, I think you can only get like maybe 1.5 side spin max. But if you had a side spin assist ball, it gives you 1. Then you could get your 1.5. So if we get a side spin 3 ball, a side spin assist 3 ball, that means we could get 3 side spin plus whatever we would normally get. That'd be huge. That'd be a popular ball play, Demick. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that would be a popular new feature. But if you put one on there so that it was hole 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we have a hole. I always think of the hole as being 4 miles or 2 miles an hour on a side. So we could work that out. So we could take the hole and we could make it, get a hole 1 ball, it makes it just a little bit bigger. You get a hole 2 ball. You get a hole 5 ball, it makes the hole twice the size that it normally is. That way they can't affect your trajectory, but they can affect the size of the hole, which helps your trajectory. So if you're slightly off, you get those ones that are just switching the cup, or you're always that +1 off on that hole. Bringing out that 5 hole ball will make the hole wider. Hey, instead of hitting into the cup, we're hitting into a 5-gallon bucket. I'd like that. Everybody'd like that. Shit, that'd be the most popular ball ever. If you did that even one time, I guarantee you'd probably sell more of those balls than it would probably be twice. You'd sell 2 times more balls than you would any other ball that you've ever sold. I mean, it's already to the point that if you're playing up there, you need to buy it. That's the thing about going up the scales. If you're playing up the scales, is instead of buying $5 packs, you need to start buying a $100 pack. And if you're really serious, you buy a $100 pack, you buy a $50 pack, you buy a $35 pack, you buy a $20 pack, and you bought the $5 pack. So $210 every week per account. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now we could screw all that up very easily. Very easily. Very. How could you screw that up? You can't screw that up. They'll be living that stuff. They'll be living it. They'll be buying all those balls and these quail hollow holes, I don't have a lot of time and grade on them, so the main thing is just getting up in here. In rookie, I could get up into this range, curling it around, but we'll see in pro whether I can, like where I get over here. So I may have to like start off in this spot and then run it straight forward, in which case, you know, just depending on where my red lines are out here, this might be better with a big topper. Let's go look at it. I don't have a lot of time. When these holes came out, I did play Odd and Pro in my 77 account in Ricky. So I have played these holes once. I probably only played this hole. I don't even know if I finished that week. Just trying to drive it straight forward. Getting up into that zone. 5 rings off. I don't think 5 rings off is enough. If I put max curl in there, look at my second bounce where it's coming out here. I think it'd clip the rough. I'd over curl it. In that case, it'd be better to start off on the other side. .48. There's 4.5. There's 4.8. $7,000 rings grade on the outside, aka 2. If I would have hit that perfect, where I came through there, if you rewind the video and go back to that second bounce right there, I had a lot of space with the 2 rings great to the right. If I'd have hit that perfect, I would have cleared that, but anything great to the left, and I would have taken the risk of getting in it. And where I was at was, I was 4 rings away from the transitional surface into the fairway to give myself enough breathing room for my curl to become effective. I'm not sure. You take a shot like that, if you'd have brought out something with a little bit more tussle, and I'm not so sure, like my position compared to where I would be if I would have just drove it straight out there. Barely made it. Barely. Barely. Power 5 top spin boost ball. You could definitely get yourself up into some good real estate. There's room out there to work around that corner. And Max Grizzly. I'm going to do a straight up shot, 6-3. There's 5, 6, 3. Hitting it perfect. We'll see how far that pushes me off. That was a good 10% right there. That was a solid, every bit of 10%. I'd say more. See if my opponent can get her done. What was that? 6.3? 6.3 times 1.1? It'd have been 6.9 if I'd added on 10%. So 0.6 of a ring. That might have been enough. I still think I would have been on the outside edge, but that'd be a good place to start. Good place. Let's miss it. Let's make sure we don't qualify. Let's give out some chests today. Help the community. Give back. Be a philanthropist. My opponents, when you do this stuff, are probably thinking, like, what in the hell is going on? What is going on? All right, hole number 8. Hole number 8. I'm not sure. I'm going to go. Let's just go out there and look at it. I tried the rough bump. They've changed the little rough area there that's in front of the green for the rough bump. They've changed it, and it's definitely a lot more fan friendly than it used to be. And there is a rough bump shot that you can do from right there. Now, if I switch to Quasar, it's going to give me a little bit of breathing room with my driver. I'm still going to be towards the min if I wanted to do that rough bump shot. Otherwise, we're going to be coming out in here. And we can try and use that little hillside. Six, 8. I'm going to do the rough bump. Screw it. Let's do the rough bump. My APOC is 1517 2.0. And it's not quite mid. What you could do, there is that rough bump that you can do there. Let's see how much that rolls back down towards the cup. Nice. Oh. Yeah. That is BS. BS. You could come up here. There's Min. There's Max. So I'm at mid club. Let's see if we can get the dunk. Mid Thors is 1.9. 6.4 divided by 1.9. It's 3.4. Isn't it perfect? Man, that wind. That's okay, dude. I was just thinking about where I hit versus the wind. Like, I hit in front of the cup on the left-hand side. So, like, if you're on the left with the way the wind was blowing, that should be an overpull, but it pushed me forward on top of that. Go back and rewind, and whatever my opponent did, that is the spot. Trying to use the hill to try and bring it back down to the cup is definitely the way to go here. In rookie, doing that rough bump, the way that the wind was blowing today, what happened was where you're setting it up in order to get that rough bump, I was trying to push myself far enough forward in that rough area so that I didn't have to involve the sand, but at the very end I did, and the sand was definitely distorting my rings. And if you take the rough area where I'd set up was right dead center, and I hit up in the front, so there's definitely some, either I got distorted when I was pulling the rings and the trajectory was right because it damn near went in the hole, but I definitely didn't land where I had started the shot off. This rough bump is definitely there, but depending on which way the wind's blowing, it may not be the best way to go at it. But what my opponent did from right there, using the hill and rolling back down, I used to try and get way up here in the front and try and use spin to just go at the hole and not involve the hill, because that's a whole shitload of variables that I don't have any control over. As far as, like, if you hit it with a certain speed, you're going to roll out of one way. If you hit it with just a little less speed, it's going to get caught up in the break and it's going to roll out a totally different way. And so this is basically throwing it over your shoulder and seeing if we can plinko it into the hole. But what my opponent did right there, that is, if you're looking for hole-in-one on this, that way right there might be something that we could work out and be fairly consistent at. Hole number, what are we on? Hole number 9. Hole number 9. I'm surprised that they put this hole as the last hole. We still have the same exact options here that we have in rookie. In one-on-one play, you lay it up, wood to the cup. In tournament, we're either hitting over here, trying to bridge this gap, or we're trying to bridge this gap and run it up into here. This direction here, trying to go straight forward, we're drawing our arcs from the tee box. We draw our arc out into this area. This spot here with a headwind might be more doable than this, because in rookie, if you got a headwind over here and you're trying to land on this with a 3-power ball, you're more than likely going to clip the rough. But in pro, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we can get out there. And let's be totally prepared on the last hole. Let's turn the old test pattern on. The old test pattern. Yup, it's on. Play golf, Thanksgiving, qualify, hole number 9. Look at that, -5. Read it and weep. Someday, if you practice really hard and you're diligent, you too can shoot a -5. Yeah, you'll have to bring out, let's see here. Got to tighten. So with a headwind day, like trying to get over to that area over there, that's going to be a difficult deal. And trying to go this way from pro is definitely going to be a difficult deal. So bringing out a bigger ball if you want to get over there, because I'm not sure with this wind. Let's see if I brought out something with more topspin. There's 6, 7, and a little. Hitting it perfect. And we'll see how much that killed it. Oh, man, I need a cigarette now. Whew, that was awesome. Woo! I love sneezing, and that was a good one. The smart play here on these days is to just lay it up. You got a perfect layup shot from right here, and you can do the shot to the cup, bouncing from here, coming over. If you bring the right club, you might, not with this wind, but you might, depending on where you get out here, you might be able to rough bump it out, and you have some options. And you probably can rough bump it out with a 3-power ball. It's been so long since I played this layup shot right here with a 3-power ball, and they left a shit ton of distance on the table. But with a Marlin, you have a very easy bounce over. Where's my red line? Minimum sniper. Minimum sniper, 7.4 divided by 1.2. Straight up would be 1.16. I think we need to take wind off here, though. It feels like it. We should. I'm going to do 1.1, or excuse me, 6.1. There's 5, 6, 1. Hitting it perfect. And I overpulled it. So maybe we do need to take a wind off. If it was 0.9 times, it would have been 5.55. Let's say 5.6 versus 6.1. That might have been too much. No, that was probably, that might be right. Maybe taking off 10%. You can do that bounce over right there. Did they pull it forward to see where the red line is? There could potentially be a rough bump there if they got max distance and they brought out the right wood. That wouldn't be a bad shot with the horizon because you got good ball guide and it's got distance. Options. I have no clue. The whole, like, what people are going to shoot, like what we can anticipate when we're going through the rounds. I have no clue because, like, they really have broken the game with all the ball stuff that's out there. So there's a lot of these holes that, you know, we had a way to play them and now we've got a different way and now we can get closer. And so there's a lot of these holes that we can put ourselves in a much better position just because of the ball inventory that's out there. I mean, I applaud them on that. They're a ball manufacturer and they should be making holes that that cater to the balls that they sell, that increases the odds that you're going to buy it because you need that ball to play that hole. I'm really surprised that there's no signs out there on the course this week. Because Playdemic, normally their normal MO with us is to give us the stick and never give us the carrot. What I find funny is they haven't come out and said a single thing about it. Like I'm sure that every player out there knows about it, but like they haven't come out and said, hey, you know, we've changed our thing, or we're not going to put signs out, or we're going to do the deal. It almost feels like the last one was a test, and they're like, you know what? We didn't have time to do all of the courses, so this is a mixed course. The next one we'll do it. I have no idea. There you have it. That was a look at the 2023 Thanksgiving tournament from the Pro Tees. It's definitely doable. There's a lot of holes out there that we have opportunities to make shots. Every hole. And there's a lot of those that we can put ourselves in the same exact position that we were in Ricky. And we've got the same good shot without having to bring out really anything different. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great week. Hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Has good food. I'm fixing ham. That's my contribution on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day and Easter. We don't eat hams very often. We save them for the holidays, and so it'll be my turn to make it. Thanks for watching, and be safe and have fun this week.